Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to our Team Eagles Monday evening Zoom. We are an hour earlier than we have been in the last few months, although it was the same time as this last week, so hopefully a number of other people will be joining us, but we're glad to see all of you on here tonight. As you know, we are Mick and Jenny Daly, National Marketing Directors in your support line, members of the 50 Club, Shooting for 75 Club, the ever elusive 75. Yes, we're working on it, Lisa. But we've been with this wonderful company for 26 years now, and I tell you, life is good. We are here in the mountains of Colorado, where the mornings and the evenings are a little chilly, but that's okay with me because tomorrow morning I'll be on an airplane to Phoenix. And according to the weather forecast, when I land at 2 o'clock, it'll be about 86 degrees. So looking forward to coming for many reasons, not least of which, of course, is to see you, Amanda, and Darlene, and many of our other friends in Arizona. So, as always, let me kick off by welcoming some new peeps to Team Eagles from Texas, California, Delaware, Arizona, and even Hawaii. Need to go to Hawaii, Mick, to do a little bit of work over there or play or something. So a warm welcome to Jimmy Horton in Texas, sponsored by Denise Feigem, to Jill Duetskis in Texas also, sponsored by Cheryl Lawrence, to Lilani Cortez in California, sponsored by Angelina Santana, Judy Teeple in Hawaii, sponsored by Anna Morera, Anita Caparel in Delaware, sponsored by Anita Martin, and also Emily McDonald in Arizona, sponsored by Dr. Nicole Aioli. So welcome all of you. I know you've all signed up just in this last week, and we certainly look forward to meeting you before long, either on a Zoom chat or one of these calls on a Monday evening, by phone if that works better for you, and of course we would also love to meet you in person. We would also like to recognize Deborah Leonard here in Colorado, sponsored by Michelle Snyder, because Deborah has got off to a fast start with her Juice Plus business by completing her healthy living plan. So congratulations, Deborah. And don't stop there because, yes, there will be a $100 bonus in the mail for you very soon, but you keep sharing Juice Plus, get a few more customers. So I want to take a look at that 2,000 plus fast track because you could not only get another promotion, a $100 conference ticket, and also another bonus of $250. So definitely worth working for. Okay, Mick, I'm turning it over to you.
Thank you, Jenny. And let me share the current standings in our Road to Anaheim contest. And I'm delighted that leading our leaderboard so far in November is Anna Morera. Anna, am I pronouncing your name properly? I've muted you, but give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, thank you. And Anna's on with Roque. They just told us before we started that they met in high school and have been married just a couple of years. But Anna, congratulations, because you lead the leaderboard with a total of 8 orders. I believe, according to Sandy, your sponsor, that you ordered a family garden, but you've also placed a number of children's health study orders and other orders, and you sponsored your mom in Kauai. And so you are only a few orders outside your household, short of completing not just your healthy living plan bonus, but also your 2,000 plus bonus. So some nice cash should be coming your way with a little bit of help from your friends and your family getting those orders placed. The rest of our leaderboard is, as you can see, is more than 10 people because we have 3 tied for 10th place. But when you get a chance to look at this, take a look at the way the points are spread and where they come from, because it's beautifully diverse, is one way I would put it. Okay, so let me stop that and let's see who's on. Okay, so Paula's on. Welcome, Paula. Glad to see you. So tonight I want us to talk about that big question, why? We come back to this once in a while. Haven't been back to it on one of our team calls for quite a time. So I thought it was very timely. the thing that stimulated me to choose this as our topic tonight was helping Jenny get ready for her presentation, which she's doing with Amanda and Sarah on Thursday night. And part of that presentation was the importance of setting goals and the importance of coming up with the why, the reason that you started this business, the reason that you're now doing this business. And the longer you are in this and working this business with a reasonable amount of seriousness and consistency, the more your why changes and grows and gets bigger and gets better. One of the things that we discussed in the last few months was whether we should ask a brand new Juice Plus rep who we've sponsored or has joined our team, whether we should ask them their why, or whether we should simply help them to set small, appropriate goals. So I want to come back to that, but before I do, I want to show you, I'm not ready, am I? Hold on. Kill that. Let me go back to this. Yes, okay. So let me share the screen with you. This is the page at our teamjp.net, Team Eagles website, all about your why. There's a lot there, but this is new. I've only added this since I've been working with Jenny on that presentation. And it is this document, which I give full credit to the wonderful Catherine Lee for, but I've slightly rearranged it and added something. Let me just very quickly show you this. And our recommendation is that if you feel it's appropriate, when you first sit down with someone you've just sponsored, or if they are sponsored by someone who is so new in the business that they have reached out to you as a more experienced person in the support line to help, you sit down with them either in person or just show them this at the website, online, with you on the phone or on a Zoom, and show them this first section, because it will help the brand new person to understand that there are a number of reasons why people get started in the Juice Plus business, and in particular why they give themselves bigger whys over time. The first reason, obviously, for many people, not all, but for many people, is financial. And here you see 3 examples of what the decision, the reason that someone joined the virtual franchise, 3 examples of that financial reason. But for a lot of people, financial isn't the main, or may not even be in any part the reason for them to work Juice Plus. It may be much more fulfillment, to be part of something bigger than themselves. I've been working with Lisa Macaulay's daughter Alison a lot recently. I did a presentation for her and Sideline Buddies up in Steamboat Springs this last week, and had a wonderful time. Many of the audience, about half of them, 25 or so, were millennials, Gen Yers. And this first one is a big one for them. Most Gen Yers, money isn't important to them. It is necessary, but it's not important. For them, being part of something bigger than themselves, having a mission, doing something which gives meaning to their lives is really important. And then the last one, and the one that the longer you're with us in this business, the more you say, yeah, absolutely. It's a fundamental part of my why, is to have fun. A kind of fun that many of us haven't had in a long time. You know, my previous life was with IBM, 23 years in the corporate world. And a lot of us who worked in the corporate world, we don't see fun as in any way synonymous with the corporate life. That's why it is so important that we be seen to be having fun as we work in this business. And if you're not having fun, then rethink it. Think again. There's something wrong with this picture. So those are the 3 categories. And again, that may help to open the eyes of the brand new person as to wow, there's a lot more to this virtual franchise than I realized. Then, having gone through that briefly, then these are the three fundamental questions. What is it that you want this business to do for you? And the answers to that question become your why, part of your why. Then the question two, why do you want to see this? So what is it you want this business to do for you, and why do you want whatever it is this business can do for you? Which helps to go deeper into the why, the reasons. And then lastly, what are you willing to do to get it? Now, what you're willing to do to get it depends entirely on, the answer to that question depends entirely on the first two, but that's why I've added these check boxes over on the right-hand side. Because in many cases, okay, let me back up. Those of us who've been to the big Super Bowl of Juice Plus, the leadership conferences that happen twice a year in the spring and the fall, the next one being in April in Anaheim. Golly, we're looking forward to that one. But you know as well as I do, if you've been to these conferences once or more often, that the brand new national market directors who've hit the... Hey, I need to do some more YouTube. Oh, I can't. That's Carly's iPhone. Okay, I'll need to stop screen share. Mute all. Mute. And mute. Oh, can't mute Carly's. Oh, yes, I have muted her. Okay, good. All right, so where was I? Let me go back to this. So the reason I've added this is because so many of those new national market directors will tell us, you know, when I first started, I told my sponsor, I do not want another business. I do not plan to work this as a business. I'm only looking to cover the cost of my Juice Plus. And for many people, that will be the answer. Okay, what do you want this business to do for you? I want it to cover the cost of my Juice Plus. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But as we all know, most of us know, there is so much more that this business can offer the new person. And so at the very least, showing them that all of these are possible goals, they're possible achievements. And I would love that new person who starts out by saying, yep, I want to cover the cost of my Juice Plus. I'd love them to say, well, that's for starters, but okay, if it could cover a car payment, wow, yeah, I'd love that too. And a house payment? Oh, you betcha. Now, if they didn't go any further than that, or if they said, well, those aren't so important, but cover the cost of my Juice Plus and then get it to $500 a month, that'd be wonderful. And then, of course, there are a few people, like Jenny and I were all those years ago, because I was making close to that every month with IBM after 23 years, and I was certainly not planning on taking a pay cut when I joined this company and started this business, and neither was Jenny. Where are you, Jenny? So, okay, I hope that makes some sense. Let me stop that and come back and open it up to everyone. I'll unmute everybody and then mute anyone who's making a lot of noise. So, unmute, okay. I can't unmute Sandy Guest. That's okay. Sandy, you can unmute yourself if you need to. So I would love someone right now, someone who's been with us a while, doesn't matter whether it's 6 months or 6 years or 20 plus years, like Sandy Guest. Sandy, you're looking very dark, but that's okay. We can still see you. I'd like someone to say, if you remember very clearly, what was your why when you first joined this company, this business?
I'll go ahead and say my first why was to simply get Juice Plus for as inexpensively as possible for my family.
And you've gone a long way from there, Amanda.
I did.
Cool. Can I ask you, what changed?
Going to conference. We had Chris and Dr. Ross paid for my conference ticket. And that conference happened to be in Arizona. And so I went and got the vision, fell in love with the company and the ethics and integrity of the company, the mission, and feeling frustrated as I learned about the research that nobody had told me about it before I had any of my kids. And it really makes me sad still. So I wanted to share that with other people.
That's very, very cool. So Jenny, make a note of that, because you'll want to share Amanda's story if she didn't already in that same vein on Thursday night, because that's powerful. And it also speaks volumes for how important it is for us to drag people, even if they're kicking and screaming a little bit, to get the bigger picture. And if it is a conference and if it is in your hometown, oh my goodness, how wonderful is that? But even if it's just a small event with an old guy like me speaking to 50 people in a room, it still can take a person some way down that same road, I hope. And Amanda, before I leave you, would you want to share with us what your why is now? And the why, let me be clear, the why is, it can be wrapped up in and include big goals, but it can also be something that is not so much about goals as about, well, whatever you want it to be. So Amanda.
Gosh, my big why is my family and my boys. I have 3 boys, and I love traveling, and I want to explore the world, and buying 5 plane tickets is very expensive, and I don't want to wait. So many people wait to go to Europe until the kids are graduated and out of the house, and I don't want to wait, and I want to explore the world with them. So that's a big why. A second reason is the benefits at National Marketing Director. My husband is in a very demanding, stressful corporate job, and he changes. When he's on vacation, he's the man that I married, and when he goes back to work, he's stressed out. And we were out on the beach a couple weeks ago for fall break, and he just was staring off at the ocean, and he just had this look on his face, and he said, I work too hard, too long, too many hours for such a short break. And it just really hit me that with this business, we have the opportunity to change that, so we can spend more time together. And this week, it's too many people that I love and care about are fighting scary battles with cancer, and I am mad, and I don't care anymore what people think about me sharing. I'm going to share. That's all I can do. We have something that can help possibly prevent it, and so yeah. That's my why as of this week. But largely my family every day is the driver.
So in one word, it's freedom for you, for your boys, and well, all 4 of your boys, including Paul.
Yeah.
Of course, I've never met you, huh?
Good goal. I think that's Darlene's phone. I'm muting you, Darlene. Sorry about that. Okay, that's wonderful. Thanks, Amanda. And by the way, I would say that one of the things that has helped your why to grow is the great positive support you get from Paul.
Hugely, yes.
And you can't always rely on that. You can't always have that from your spouse, from your partner. But if you have it, it can really open up big things.
It can, and getting your spouse or partner to an event so they can not just hear it from you, they can hear it from others. That really goes a long way towards helping that support.
And when I'm in Phoenix, I love going to the pub with Paul.
He loves that as well.
which really helps. Okay, let's have someone else volunteer. What was your why, your reason, or your tiny goal when you first got into this? And what's changed? Sandy, I'm going to put you on the spot, but if someone else wants to jump in ahead of Sandy, then they can.
Can you hear me okay?
You're very quiet, but yes, we can.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. I don't have much volume from you, so.
Okay, speak loud.
1995, that seems like, well, it was a different century, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, you and that other guy went to Parker and sought out somebody to introduce Juice Plus to. It was the 100th anniversary of Parker, of a chiropractic, and you just made a cold call and eventually got up to Jim's office, and he looked at the Juice Plus capsules and said that was easy, that was a no-brainer. But what impressed him was the complete from the very start. And so he's always been a huge proponent of the complete, and we've used it from day one along with the capsules.
Well, that explains why Jim came home to you and told you why the product line was so impressive. But why did you and Jim decide that this was a business that you would invest in?
Well, we went to a doctor's dinner that was being put on by the local distributorship, and there was a medical doctor and a chiropractor speaking, and everything that they said about the product was easy to understand. But I was office manager for another doctor, Dr. Glenn Silver. I was his office manager, and I liked working, but I really didn't like working. So I saw that there was a business with it, and introduced Dr. Silver to the Juice Plus and several of our other colleagues. And I got my first check for $250. I said, "I'm out of here. This is a business." And we had dabbled in other multi-level marketing, Amway and Shaklee along the way, and good products, but never had I ever received a $250 check for our efforts. So that was just the beginning of it, and we were able to. I am a qualifying national marketing director, so I have not reached the very top level, but I've been, I guess, pretty comfortable where I am because I'm still here, right?
Looking back, Sandy, did you and Jim start out with any particular goals?
Well, for me, it was replacing whatever income I had at the time.
Yeah, true.
And I did that quickly, so that wasn't hard. And just really believing in the product, and then seeing what it did for me, health-wise. I think that was another thing, because again, having done things in the past to improve my health, but never really seeing any significant changes, there wasn't anywhere else to go. This was it. So, we've been here, 20, I guess it'll be 23 years in February, because February was when we joined. And of course, Dr. Guest has not been able to promote anything at Parker, because that would be a conflict of interest, or not it's just not promoting any product would not be allowed. But
Understood.
But we've managed to build a significant income.
And your newest team member, Anna and Roque, are on tonight, and I think you missed my recognizing Anna as leading our contest leaderboard right now.
Oh, wow.
Which is awesome.
Yay, she just signed up like 2 weeks ago.
I know, she's doing extremely well. So I did tell her that she's only a few orders outside her household away from completing not just her HLP, but her 2,000 plus. And I know you'll be working with her to help her to do that.
Yes.
Because the bonus for 2,000 plus between now and the end of the year is not 250, but 350, right? Or is it
300?
300, that's right.
300, yeah.
Getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I see Alison's joined us. That's good. Hey, Alison. I took your
Hi.
name just now. Alison, I did the event for her last week up in Steamboat Springs, and we had a blast. And thanks for doing a great job, Alison. And Alison gave her story and gave a nice little presentation introducing me. I'm asking people to give us their original why, the original reason, the original goal, big or small, when they joined this business. I'll come back to you, Alison, because I want you to tell everyone kind of about the conversation we had in the parking lot before I left.
Okay.
If you remember it. But I want one other person to volunteer. What was your reason for joining this business? And if it has changed, how has it changed? You know who I'm looking at, don't you?
Well, Mick, they're all muted.
You're all muted, so if you're trying to speak, you need to unmute
Oh,
yourself.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I was
I'm
looking
just,
at you, Lisa McCauley.
I know, I figured that. Well, mine was the same reason as Amanda's initially, because I just wanted to get a discount for the family. And I knew we were all going to go on it. And I said, well, why not get a little rebate? And once we started seeing the benefit, then I just knew as a nurse, I needed to share it with everybody. So, it's better to be healthy than not. So it just made sense. But that's originally how we started 20 years ago.
And at some point, you got more serious. When was that and why?
Well, I think I dabbled in it for a long time. I think not until I really moved to Durango. And I think that 4 years ago now that I really started picking up on the business and got more serious. I think, because I gave up my full-time nursing job, which I really should have done a long time ago, but that's another story. But when I did that and we moved to Durango, I was out there more meeting people, and it was just a different environment. So I think that was the time I just started getting into it more.
Okay, I'm going to take us back to this document again. You can see that, Lisa?
Yep.
So was your decision to get more serious, was it financial? Was it for fulfillment? Or was it for fun? Because you and Bud are a fun-loving couple.
I got to tell you, it's a little bit of all of those. Probably more financial, first of all, because when we moved here, that's when Bud retired. So and my being younger than Bud, I saw the need for me personally to get my own little, have my own business and have my own income. It's just a security thing, insurance, whatever it is. So probably mainly financial. But the other stuff ties in with it too, because if it wasn't fun, I probably couldn't be doing it. And if it wasn't fulfilling, I wouldn't be doing it, because for me, it's very fulfilling. Like I say, it just fits my personality and my background. So it is all three, actually.
Right, because you've been a nurse for many years. You've been a personal trainer. Hey, buddy. Look at that cute little guy.
He's adorable.
He is adorable.
He is.
Okay, I got distracted there. But no, you were a nurse for many years. You were a personal trainer. And, in both those professions, you're making a difference in other people's lives. You're helping them to either stay alive and get healthy, or get healthier, get fitter. And so, so the fulfillment part, the making a difference part, must be a natural fit for you.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. It just comes naturally. So it's perfect for me. Yeah.
Now, Alison is your daughter. Alison is awesome. Alison loves her mom, but Alison is not her mom.
No, thankfully.
Alison's a bit of mom and dad, right? But Alison, you tell us your story. Not quite the way you did it last Thursday. But brief version, you've been on Juice Plus how long?
Since I was 7, so that's almost 20 years. So that was, of course, because of my mom. But since then, I would say I started the business side of it maybe over a year or 2 ago, and that was because I had to start paying for my own Juice Plus. So, like my mom, it was the financial side of wanting to comp my Juice Plus, I guess. But I recently really got into the business because I lost my job. So that right there, another big financial thing for me, was because of that. And I need the 3 things to cover on a daily basis, which for me are car insurance and my car, and then school debt and like health insurance. So those 3 things I really want, Juice Plus to cover, especially with having gotten laid off.
But you got a job. You got another job.
Yep.
But I guess losing your job made you realize jobs come and go.
Yep.
And you don't want those day-to-day debts hanging over your head.
Right. I want to be able to provide for myself and have something that I know that it will exist and no one can get rid of me. I'm in charge of me and what I do, and I know that this will be around forever, and it's something that is sustainable, not just the business itself, but the product. I mean, it's fruits and vegetables. So
we just heard you explain your why. And that was a conversation we had in the parking lot last Friday morning after breakfast. And I said to you, the great thing about that story is that communicates to all of your friends at the same age. Because I don't care what they did, they're in the same boat. They have the same needs. They should have the same goal to have those debts, those required payments covered so that you can relax, you can have more freedom, you can change jobs, you can even quit your job for a while and go and enjoy life, whether it's for a week or a month.
Yeah.
You can have your meaningful life, your mobility in life, and enough money to satisfy what you want out of life.
Yep.
And that's perfect, because Alison will be very successful in getting people to join her team if she will feel as comfortable sharing her story with them as she just was with us. Because other people won't have the same why as us.
Right.
Other people that Amanda talks to, or that Lisa talks to, or that Alison talks to, if they decide to join us, their why will be different. But if they can identify with, so if Amanda's friends have kids, and if they can identify with her desire to be able to take those kids and travel and see the world without the limitations and obstacles that they have now, they may not want to do it exactly the same way, but they will be able to identify with that. If their husbands are trapped in a job that they may enjoy, but doesn't give them the freedom that they want, then they can identify with that. And Alison, your friends are all, to some degree or other, in the same boat that you are. Do you feel pretty comfortable sharing that story with people like you?
Yeah, I do now. I can definitely say when I first got laid off, I was definitely, ashamed of it. But I now know that, I control my life, and, a worth that a boss gives you is not real worth. So that's definitely helped me as well. And I think, the talk that we had, like, I just summarized, I think, my story probably the best I ever have. And
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's been good though.
Awesome. And it's so good to hear from some people who have been with this business for 20 years or even longer for us. And also to hear from people like Alison, who's really been working it maybe for a year or so. And then brand new people as well, like Anna, who have just joined us. So awesome job. Mick, we do need to wrap this up. Do you have any closing words?
Well, one last quick thought on another subject entirely. So thanks to those who voted in our Shred 10 Facebook group. So we will start the next shred on November 28th. That is perfect timing for me because I was going to do a shred from that Monday anyway, because the following Monday I'm having shoulder surgery. I've got a torn rotator cuff. I've got an extremely inflamed bicep tendon. So they're going to have to go in and fix me. And we know that as well as eating Juice Plus capsules, drinking Juice Plus shakes, getting sleep, getting more water, getting good exercise, eating more whole food, and avoiding alcohol, caffeine, gluten, dairy, ouch. But doing all those things, that will prepare my body for that surgery in the best way possible. So thanks to all those who voted for November 28th. We will start our next Shred 10 then. Meanwhile, thanks for being on. Let's go out there and let's remind ourselves what our old and our current why are. And just like Alison, let's be prepared to go out and share that with anyone who will listen. Not all will. Not all will jump on board. But if we share our personal, strong why with enough other people, we will build our teams. Okay, everybody. Thanks for being on. God bless. Have a great Juice Plus week.
And
Good
Amanda
night.
and Darlene.
Thank you.